Who here is excited for Season 6 premiere? Awesome. Awesome. That's what I was hoping you would say. Otherwise, this would be a long panel. So, guys, you're not here to see me. You're here to see the man, the myth, the legend, the creator of The Walking Dead, Robert Kirkman.
Thanks for having me, Chris.
Yeah, pleasure to be here.
Oh, crap. Who
Sorry,
are you?
they're going to CG him in later.
Great.
I'm just doing the mocap. I'm like,
No, listen, I have had enough of Chris Hardwick. I am glad you're here.
Oh, man, I hope he doesn't
That guy,
hear
I'm done with that guy.
this. Well,
Look how small these cups are. These are the smallest little cups.
Yeah, right? They want to make sure we use the entire pitcher.
Yes.
Yeah, it's all about portion control.
Just going to drink from the pitcher.
Yeah, we'll just can we get 2 straws up here, please?
You know, I love these rooms because they're so big. They like shine lights on you so you can't see the audience.
Exactly.
So I'm talking to a wall of darkness right now. I know there's a lot of people out there. It's very intimidating.
There could be no one out there. It's just like pre-recorded crowd sound. But
yes.
Either way, we're happy that someone's here. So let's talk about The Walking Dead, shall we?
Must we?
Oh, we can. We can talk about whatever you want. I'm very excited because...
let's talk about Destiny.
Let's talk about Destiny. The Taken King is available...
Oh, my God. I've only got one guy up to level 40. I don't have enough time. It's just killing me.
You just need to have an intern or like a writer's
I got
assistant.
my Titan. He's got my lights maxed out at 283. I got to find more gear. It's killing me.
Just got to find one of those exploits. Another loot cave needs to pop up. But anyway, we're not here to talk about Destiny, at least I think. Otherwise, my notes are deeply wrong.
My Hunter is level 38. That's good.
You're almost there. 2 more levels.
Yeah,
2 more.
My Warlock's still at 35. I gotta really focus on that guy.
Oh, 35.
Really,
Deeply embarrassing.
I love the fact that there's so many non-Destiny fans out there right now going, what is happening? Why,
Yeah.
Why is this happening right now?
Yeah, why did that wizard come from the moon? Questions we will never know. So we have some cool surprises in store for people today, and we're going to save that for the end of the panel, but look forward. We're going to give you guys a first glimpse at The Walking Dead number 150 cover. You guys are going to be the first people anywhere to see it. Yeah, clap you should. Most comics don't even come near 150 issues, so that is something to be applauded. So you are obviously a busy guy. You have a couple of projects going on.
How do you here and there?
Yeah, how do you balance sort of going in between the writer's room for the various shows you're working on and your comics work?
Very carefully. I don't know. I mean, it's writers' rooms usually work a set amount of hours. Comic writing, not necessarily so. And so I'm able to plug it all in. You know, it gets hairy at times.
Yeah. Well,
but oftentimes I'll be like, I'm sorry, Walking Dead writers' room. I have to be in the Fear the Walking Dead writers' room today. And then I do this thing, Outcast, also, and so I'll be like, I'm sorry, Outcast room, I have to be in the Fear the Walking Dead room. And then I'm like, sorry, Fear the Walking Dead, I have to be in the Walking Dead room. And then I go home and write comics.
So are they all...
and they're all like, hey, he's in that other room. I'm not.
I like to imagine that they're all in the same building. It's just sort of like one long hallway.
They were. They were all in the same building.
That's convenient. Yeah. That's very nice of them to do that for you. So I want to talk a little bit about the comics, because
then I'd be like going to one room, and it would be like the writer's assistant from the other show was in the elevator, and I was like, oh, hey, going to the other place today. Sorry.
Not here to see you.
Yeah.
Yeah, a great April Fool's prank would just have them all switch rooms and write a different episode.
That'd be great.
Yeah, just take that into advisement. So with...
Chris is underutilizing you. You're full of good ideas.
That's what I've always said. Chris, I hope you're seeing this. You probably won't, but I appreciate it.
He doesn't watch everything Nerdist related? Come on.
There's too much content for him to do that. He's got too much content.
The illusion is shattered.
Exactly. Well, he's actually got like a multiple man type thing going on, where there's just various clones of him stationed across the country at all times.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Then they'll activate. It'll be kind of like.
That's why he never remembers me when I see him.
Oh, Robert Kirk something. Great. Let's talk about the comics, because that's how I first got into this world. I had a layover in an airport, and I walked into some Hudson News or something and discovered the first volume of Walking Dead. I was like, well, why not? And then I was like, I need all of this in my life right now.
Right.
And I was talking with Todd McFarlane earlier today, and he mentioned that Image first passed on this book when you first proposed it.
Maybe.
Yeah. Well, talk about. Yeah. Well, that's insane to think about now.
I guess it's insane looking back on it now, but it wasn't the most crazy decision, at the time. I hate it when I get forced to tell this story because Jim Valentino does not like it when I tell this story. Sorry, Jim. But the there wasn't any successful zombie thing ever when I pitched The Walking Dead, and horror comics didn't really do that well. It's not like, Walking Dead's like the biggest comic, in the industry right now. It was a very different time back then. And so, I pitched the book to them, and they were like, yeah, it's a zombie thing. That's cool. There's like people, and they're trying to survive, and that's neat and everything. But, there's no hook. There's no like thing to grab you that makes it different, that, makes it unique. It's not unique. And I was, pretty quick on the phone. And so they were turning it down based on that. And I was like, oh, well, geez, I wanted it to be a surprise. I'm really sorry. It's actually an alien invasion story. The aliens are going to invade in a later issue. They're actually like creating the zombies to weaken our infrastructure so they can take over the world. It's like a secret sci-fi thing. And they were like, oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, we'll do it. We'll do it. Done deal. And then Eric Stevenson, who's the publisher now, but was the marketing director at the time, when the first issue shipped, he called me up and he goes, hey, yeah, I read the first issue. It's really good. It's good first issue, man. I didn't see anything about the aliens. Were there some hints in there, or is that coming later, or what's going on? And I said, yeah, Eric, I lied to you guys. There's not any aliens in that book. Sorry. And he goes, you know what? Book's probably better for it. But in issue 150, you guys will see the cover later.
Yeah.
Aliens.
It's just a walker with a little xenomorph coming out. Well, how's the book changed? Like, how has it evolved since you first started way back when?
The writer has gotten better, I hope. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. I try not to change anything, just because I feel like I was writing the comic in a certain way when it started, and I was writing the comic in a certain way when it got popular, and I don't want to allow the show and the video games and all the different things that are going on to influence me in a way that changes the way I write the comic. And so I try to keep that stuff out of my mind as much as possible, and so I can focus on the comic and keep telling the kind of stories that I tell. And it's funny because it's like a weird effect. So I've always tried to do this. So like when I had kids, when you have children, as I'm sure many of you in the darkness out there do.
At least
I know
one.
I heard at least one of them, yeah. And that was totally fine. Don't worry, I'm not picking on you. I have kids, it happens.
Yeah, or a strange adult.
Well, it could have been.
Yeah.
Could have been. But, I had kids, and you go soft, you don't want to you don't like violence as much, and, news kind of weirds you out because you're always worried about your kid getting hurt, and you hear about some kid getting hurt, and it's like, oh, I don't want to hear about that. And I was like, oh, yeah, I'm getting soft. The Walking Dead's getting tame. And so then that's when, I started doing stuff with the governor in Woodbury, and Rick got his hand chopped off, and so it made the book way more violent because I was trying to overcompensate because I thought I was making the book less violent because I had kids. And I was like, I can't let this happen. And so it makes me overcompensate. And then the second time was, the show was happening, and I was like, I don't want to get into a place where I'm worried about them being able to adapt things into the show. So I feel like I'm holding back, and I don't care about the show. I'm more focusing on the comic. And so then it's like Negan says the F word every other word, and Ezekiel has a tiger. Yeah, I'm keeping it true to the streets. They won't be able to adapt that at all. So we'll see.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what they're going to have Negan say if and when he winds up on the
flippin'.
show. Oh, frack.
Yeah, flippin'. You flippin' flippity flips.
Dubbed over by the Coen brothers.
Yeah.
This is what happens. So
I'm not saying Negan's going to be in the show. Don't quote me on that.
That's why I said if and when. Ooh, exclusive.
Not saying when.
Yeah. Final episode. Yeah. He's the one who brings the aliens. So you mentioned, so you try to keep the comics separate entirely. Do you ever stop and think when you're writing, oh, this actually might be good for the show, but don't worry about that now? Or you go back after the fact and be like, oh, this, not this?
I mean, I try to keep it, I don't know. Right now, the main worry is keeping it interesting. You've been doing 150 issues, and, you got to make sure you're not repeating yourself too much. And you got to make sure that you're, doing stuff that's still exciting. I don't ever want there to, people are like, oh, issue 100 was crazy. Issue 80, whatever was crazy. Issue 115 was crazy. I want to make sure that there's always those big moments where you're like, whoa, I'm surprised. This book is still good. And so, to me, it's not really oh, this is going to be great in the show. I'm like, oh, this is a moment people are going to talk about, so there's still moments that people talk about, so the book hasn't stagnated,
Yeah.
you know? Like, I have to try and keep that in mind.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's been going on since 2003. That is a long time for anything to happen, especially a comic book. And you're approaching 150 issues, which is a landmark by anyone's standards, I would say. Most comics don't even come close to 150 issues.
Seems like too many issues. Is it too many?
Well, I'm curious because I read a headline from a 2013 interview you did with Rolling Stone where he said, I could do Walking Dead for 1,000 issues. Is that still the goal number?
Mathematically, I think I could still, yes. I don't know, we'll see. We'll see.
Not, so how far how far out do you have the story planned?
Pretty far out. I mean, you know, I would always stay like 60 or so issues ahead of what I was doing, like so that I had like a big runway, and I kept that very malleable. So, you know, like different things would change that would push plot lines back, and I would move new things in, and I always I always give myself the ability to change something drastically, like in an issue while I'm writing it, you know, because that's pretty fun. So there's always new stuff coming in, but you know, I usually have like a good 3 or 4 or 5, you know, or so years, you know, plotted roughly, you know, that I know I'm going to get to. And then, you know, as the book has gotten more successful, you know, that gets longer because I'm like, oh, it's going to be around for even longer. I think I can come up with more stuff. And then, you know, so I've got far-reaching plans. I don't have any of them written down.
It's all up here.
Yeah, you know, I know where I'm going. I got notes written somewhere.
Yeah, so just various napkins around the room. So how is that? Is there an example of something that changed? Like how often do you have it all beat out, like roughly, but how often do those plans just drastically change? Because you're like, oh, actually, we should just go this direction instead.
I mean, at least once a year, there's always like, nah, this is boring, not doing this. I know, I don't know how caught up on the books you guys are, so just plug your ears when I start saying issue numbers. But, you know, there was issue 126, I think it was. There was a time jump between 126 and 127. And, you know, there's a lot that happened in that time jump that I was going to do, like in the comic. I wasn't going to have that time jump. And so as I was writing All Out War, I was like, I mean, I'm going to do All Out War, and then they're going to rebuild Alexandria and make bread and meet new people and train to, like, you know, manage herds. And there was just a lot of, like, business in there. And because the whole purpose of All Out War was that, you know, Rick was correct. They needed to take down Negan, and that would provide them with a bit of security. And so by design, if they didn't have a long period of security after that, then Rick was wrong and it was all for naught. And so, you know, a long period of security is boring. So I decided, I'll just make that backstory and I'll just jump ahead and do like a time jump. So, you know, that was, you know, a big change that I did.
You just didn't want to do an issue of them tending crops. Things are going pretty well. The end.
Yeah, I was like, that's not going to go over well. So yeah, I saved you guys like 24 boring issues.
Yeah, thank you very much for that.
Right. And then another big one that was a lot of fun was, I think it's 87 or 95, I don't remember the issue, but Eugene and Abraham are walking around outside of Alexandria, and Dwight and his men are like stalking them. And I ended an issue with Eugene saying something like, I'm glad I got you with me, I'm safe. Ooh. And then I had the next issue plotted, and they totally got attacked by Dwight and his men and got back into Alexandria, and everything was fine. And I was like, this is lame. It's totally lame. I can't do that.
Yeah.
And so I just changed the whole issue, and then Abraham died on page 2. So I was like, yeah, this will be cool. He's dying on page 2.
Yeah, no one expects it right up the top.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
We'll just get this out of the way, and then just move on.
That was around when we stopped putting previews online.
Yeah.
Issues.
Yeah, well, you don't want to give too much away, especially when there's so much scrutiny. And one of the things I like about the book is just how easy it is for people. No one's safe. No one's safe. Like, any character you love can die at any time, ostensibly. And I wonder, do you have
any character?
Yeah, any. Do you have a favorite or most impactful or like one that you were just like, I can't believe I have to kill this person, but I gotta kill this person?
I mean, I regret all of them and none of them at the same time. It's harder with the show because the actors are involved and they're like good people. Mm-hmm. Most of them. Everyone but Norman. I'm kidding. No, I'm not. He's bad. But anyway, I don't know. It's I mean, I wish I could still write Tyrese. I wish I could still write Abraham. You know, you feel bad.
Yeah.
You know? But like I say, much harder with the show. With the comic, it's like, I guess Charlie Adlar's not drawing those people anymore. No big deal. But I do miss it. But I mean, you know, if I didn't have any regrets, if I didn't, you know, still wish that those characters were around, then I feel like I wouldn't have done my job. You know, the whole point is that you want to feel the loss, and there needs to be impact, and you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, I don't think I don't think many things have been as impactful in recent memory as a certain splash page, and I think it was issue 146 or 145, where Rick and company encountered the Whisperers, and you guys whittled down the cast a fair amount there.
I think that was 144.
Yeah, 144.
Yeah.
And so how
A bunch of people lost their heads.
Yeah, they exactly. Heads will roll.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, so you'll find out.
I didn't say who.
Yeah, exactly. How we haven't seen sort of a mass loss like that in a while. What prompted you to sort of make a decision like that? Usually we've seen some major characters die, but usually one at a time. What about this? Like, hey, we're gonna clean house.
Well, I mean, that was always planned. I mean, you know, we always introduced the big villains in different ways. You know, the governor kind of came out with a splash and, you know, did what he did to Rick, and then Negan came out with a splash and did what he did to Glenn. And so, you know, the Whisperers I wanted to introduce in a different way, though. So, you know, I like the idea that you kind of get to know them and you kind of think like, oh, I see how they're going to manage these people, and I see how they're going to interact, and you know, I kind of get a sense of who they are, and then, you know, I wanted to do an issue where you're like, oh no, you're underestimating these people, and so hopefully that did its job.
Yeah, I'd say it
and
definitely.
it's leading to a lot of interesting stuff moving forward too.
Yeah. So what sort of stuff can we look forward to from the Whisperers, or what can we expect from them? Because they're definitely a threat like we haven't encountered yet in The Walking Dead.
Yeah, and the thing about them is that, you know, the Alpha showed Rick that, you know, herd that she has that they're like managing, that they could use at any moment. And so they've got that, but the other thing is, you know, Rick and his group still don't know how many Whisperers there actually are. And so they could be the group that they saw, or there could be a vast network of them out there that, you know, could be even more dangerous. So, you know, there's still some reveals yet to be had when it comes to them.
Awesome. So we are also approaching a milestone issue, number 150.
Yep.
And I know that we have the cover.
Makes me feel old.
Yeah, well, it should. I mean, it's something to be proud of.
Sure.
Old in a good way, old and accomplished. How does it feel like to, you know, apart from old, how does it feel to have 150?
Oh, there it is. They put it up.
Oh, yeah. I can't really see it from here.
It's got a big 150 in the background, so you know what issue it's for.
So when do we meet those numbers?
Huh?
When do we meet those numbers?
Oh, they're big characters.
Oh, great.
Rick, look out behind you.
So what can we tell us about the cover? What the design? What prompted it? What we can expect from this issue, if you can.
Oh well, you know, I told Charlie Adler, and I said, you know, Rick's been beaten up real badly. He's got blood all over him.
Yeah.
And then Charlie was like, I'll turn that into something cool, as he often does. And so yeah, I mean, this is the title of this issue is Betrayal. I think you can see at the top there. And you know, there's some bad stuff happening to Rick Grimes, as often is the case.
Bad stuff happening to Rick Grimes?
But this is, you know, there's a big shift in the book here, and it's going to change things moving forward in a pretty important way.
Nice, very nice. And that is coming out in January, correct?
Yes.
Excellent.
I'm only 80% sure that is the month that it comes out.
Yeah, unless some fall off the back of the truck.
It's Charlie and I have been rocking and rolling schedule-wise. That book is already drawn and done. So yeah, we're way ahead of schedule.
So yeah, this is obviously very exciting. But The Walking Dead is also expanding beyond just comics and television. So I want to talk to you about that. Where do you want to see The Walking Dead go? I mean, we're getting novels, we're getting video games, we have toys. Was there any like sort of thing that you want to see?
I'm ready for it to stop.
The stopping dead.
But no, it's I don't know. I mean, I think it's all very exciting. I mean, every step we take, everything that we do, you know, be it a video game or a cruise. I can't believe we do a cruise. You know, it's a lot of cruise fans over there.
Oh yeah.
Like,
gotta love the Lido deck.
I want to point out to people, it's a big room. You may not have heard it. That was one person clapping.
The captain.
I love it.
Yeah, I'm the first mate. So I want to talk in particular about.
But we always try to do good stuff, and just, you know, it seems like fun opportunities. I mean, cruises are fun. We try to do a cruise. Video games cool. We do more video games. I mean, we always try to, I'm a fan of all this kind of stuff. I'm not a fan of The Walking Dead. I can't stand The Walking Dead, but I'm a fan of other things like The Walking Dead. And so that was a joke. I think people are like, ooh, I don't know what to make of that. But I think to myself, like, if I wasn't the guy writing The Walking Dead and I was just a fan, like, what would be cool to me? And so that's why we do all the stuff that we do.
Nice. I definitely think one of the coolest things, or one of the coolest expansions of the Walking Dead universe, has been what Telltale was able to do with the Walking Dead games. Yeah.
You hear that, Cruise? More than one person clapping for that.
Exactly. And it's on your iPad. You can play it on the cruise.
It's true.
Double down.
It's true.
Yeah. So how did that first come about? How involved were you with the creation? And is it weird to sort of pass that off to other people?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, to a certain extent, I think that The Walking Dead is as strong as it is as a thing, because I'm able to not necessarily just hand things off, but like Scott Gimple runs the show. I don't run the show. I'm not a showrunner. I've never ran a TV show. I'm able to come in and say, hey, do this, and they actually listen to me. But I'm not in charge of that thing. I've never made a video game. For me to go, I write The Walking Dead, I can do my own video game, I think would be foolish and would also lead to a terrible video game that's basically just Destiny with skins on it, where it's like Walking Dead characters, which would be a cool game.
Yeah,
let's be
no
honest.
one gets to level 40.
And so, was I involved? Yes, I was very involved. I sat in a room and I said, hey, we need to make people cry. That's what we need to do. And Telltale was like, we can do that.
Yeah, mission accomplished.
And so, just like sitting down and having meetings and telling them, let's focus on new characters. Let's not focus on the characters from the comic. Let's definitely make stories emotional. I mean, The Walking Dead, as much action as there is in the show and the comic, that's not really what it's about, And so just giving them, general direction on what makes The Walking Dead, and then following that stuff to a T, is really, my main contribution.
Yeah, well, it must instill some confidence that you've crafted a voice where other people can come in and sort of try to emulate the tone that you guys are going for.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'll say that.
Excellent. Great.
Yeah.
QED.
But like even with the novel series, like I co-wrote the first few novels with J-Bon and Singa. I would never write a novel by myself because I'm almost illiterate. And so yeah, and then, eventually after the fourth book, he ended up taking over, and now, we converse a little bit on the outline stage, and then he runs off and writes the books by himself. So, trusting very talented people in their own fields to do their best job with Walking Dead is kind of my MO.
Awesome. And do you ever look to these sort of extensions of the universe and then try to find ways, maybe some creations you like in there, to loop them back into the main comic or the TV show? All right. There's your answer.
No, I mean, I think that one of the cool things about The Walking Dead is that there are certain things you can only get in each version. Like having Lee and Clementine show up in the comic, I think would make the video game less cool. Mm-hmm. Having Daryl Dixon show up in the comic book, I know, quiet, would make the TV show less cool. And I think that, because they do stand on their own, I would also never, I feel like that would taint the comic in some weird way and make it less, what I've been trying to do. That's back to my, don't let all this stuff confuse you and make you do different things in the comic.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Now, I want to talk about another game you guys have just recently released. You guys teamed up with Scopely for, I believe it's Road to Survival.
Road to Survival, yes.
Yeah.
You know what, guys? That's a free game. And there's you guys got the Wi-Fi or some kind of LTE service on your Verizon phones or whatever. Verizon's a good service, I hear.
I use AT&T, but I'll endorse this. Verizon. It's great.
But Walking Dead Road to Survival, it's a free game. You guys could totally download on your phones right now. You don't have to pay anything. So, whatever. It's a good game.
And I'm very excited because one of my favorite arcs...
But be honest, this is boring. You're not going to miss anything if you pull your phones out and download the game right now.
You can double down. We believe in you guys. You're smart enough to multitask. So we're getting one of my favorite arcs. It's elements of that are coming into the game, All Out War.
Yes. Yeah, the game's been out for a while. And the cool thing about what Scopely is doing is that the game is going to be continually updating, and there's going to be new things added to it. It's a cool, survival, strategy game. And we're moving into a new expansion that'll be, there's a lot of more announcements coming. We're not saying an actual definite release date just yet. That announcement is coming, but we're doing the All Out War storyline in that game.
Fantastic. I think we have some sort of media clip.
Do we have it?
Oh, there we go.
We have a thing?
Hashtag war is coming.
Oh, it's just a hashtag.
Yeah. Just a
I
hashtag.
thought we were going to show a video or something.
Use the hashtag and join the conversation on your Verizon LTE phone while you download the game.
Yes, please do. Yeah, please use the hashtag.
Yeah.
I got to say, I'm as disappointed as all of you are out there. I really thought it was going to be a video or something.
If you blink really fast, it'll look like a GIF.
It's good.
So is there another arc from the comic that you would like to maybe see work its way into a playable format?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of fun arcs out there. You know, there's stuff coming up that I think would be cool in a video game. But I don't know. I mean, I think All Out War is our big one. Chronologically, I mean, I think Fear the Hunters was a lot of fun.
Oh yeah. Stressful.
No Way Out, where they got trapped in Alexandria. I think that could be cool too.
Awesome. Well, guys, soon we're going to open it up to fan Q&A. So if you have burning questions, I think there's microphones stationed strategically around this room.
Please move swiftly and try to hurt each other as much as you can on the way to the mic.
Totally. But while they line up...
Otherwise, I won't feel like you're that invested in asking a question, and I won't answer your question.
Yeah, while they line up, got one question for you. Zombie apocalypse breaks out. How would you fare? What would be your...
Oh, you're going to ask that question?
Yeah, right.
How many people have heard me answer that question
Has he?
1,000
All right,
times?
never mind then.
Okay.
Vampires attack.
I would
What is
get a
your
bunch
first
of
move?
guns, and I'd kick all kinds of butt, because I'm awesome. That's how I would fare. No, I'm kidding. I would not fare well at all.
Yeah, I don't think most of us would.
Nope.
Spoiler.
Nope.
Yeah.
I always say I would climb to the tallest building. I mean, after I killed my wife and kids, because they don't want to live in this world either.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'd climb to the tallest building and kill myself.
See, kids...
Because it's a bad world.
Yeah, having kids didn't make you soft. All right, let's go to
I
Q&A.
was kidding.
Yeah.
I heard someone in the audience just go, wow.
I have a puppy. Come on. You, sir, what is your name and what is your question?
My name is Robert Sutherland. Quick question. With Fear the Walking Dead being so successful the way it is in LA, do you have any intention of making maybe an international Fear the Walking Dead, like London, Australia?
If I did, I certainly couldn't say that here. But I think that the success of Fear the Walking Dead, definitely shows that, there might be some room for that kind of thing. But I will say right now with, season 2 of that very much underway and Walking Dead season 6 getting ready to dovetail right into Walking Dead season 7, I don't know. I don't know if we've been officially picked up for season 7, but I think we're safe. I don't know.
I would hope so.
We're talking about season 7 already, so I hope I didn't reveal some. I'm going to get a call from AMC, and they're going to be like, did you just say there's definitely going to be a season 7? How dare you? I'll be like, what? Come on. But anyway, there's a lot of stuff going on, so maybe eventually, but there's no plans yet.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.
Hong Kong? All right, that's a suggestion. Could be good.
All right. You over there.
The only problem there is that I don't know anything about Hong Kong, so it's just going to be Walking Dead, Kentucky.
Walking Dead, Wild Assumptions Edition.
Yeah.
All right. You, sir, what is your name? What is your question?
Yeah, my name is John. First, I wanted to know, in that big splash panel that we were just talking about with the heads, were those heads still alive when they were looking at them? Like,
Yeah. They, in the next issue, they had to go through and kill the old brains, as they say.
Yeah.
So yeah, those were zombified heads.
and one more really fast. Why did she have to lick Carl's eye socket? Oh, that's nasty.
Spoiler alert! Come on.
Ah.
No, I mean, you got to be weird every now and then.
Yeah. That's post-apocalyptic second base.
But I mean, the thing, yeah, it's great.
Like, you don't get any disease from that or anything? Ugh.
It's a clean eye socket. What do you want? But no, I mean,
Eye socket
Lydia
in the
has
apocalypse.
like a very weird, she's surrounded by people in, skin suits all the time. So she has she got a weird life. She's a weird person. She's an eye socket licker.
I was traumatized.
There's probably more germs in her mouth statistically.
True. Eye socket's pretty clean.
Yeah. All right. You, sir, what is your name and what is your question?
Hi, my name's Bradley. The dialogue for Negan is unlike anything I've ever experienced, and "We are the big swinging dick of the world" is one of my favorite villain monologues ever.
Right.
So all of Negan's lines toe the line right between horrific and hilarious. Have you ever written something and thought, this is just too silly, this is becoming a farce?
Yeah. And then I was like, I'll publish it anyway. No, it's definitely. I don't know. I mean, Negan definitely, is borderline weird from time to time, but I I think it works. I think if all the characters were to start acting like that, then the book would kind of fall apart. But I think if you just have one character that is as bizarre as he is, doesn't ruin the thing entirely. I know there are definitely some Negan detractors out there that are like, this guy's ridiculous. And those people, I don't care what they think.
All right. So real quick, what's your personal favorite Negan line?
Jeez, I don't know. It's hard because I don't remember any of them.
Hi, it's me, Negan.
Yeah. I don't know I don't want to cuss in front of people. I'm from the South. I try to be polite.
Flip, yeah.
But yeah, the free F day thing was pretty fun. I had fun with that. And then the Skybound people were like, we should actually make that a day and see if we can get that online as like a thing going. And I don't think it worked out. But yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, you there. What is
Oh, and the Spencer thing where he's like, oh, I'm sorry, you do have guts after he's cut his stomach open. I like that.
It's like a prop comedian.
Yeah.
Yes, what's your name and what's your question?
My name is Samantha, and in season 5, during the silver bathtub when they were killing the people, Glenn was originally supposed to die in the comic books. What made you decide to keep him around in the show?
Spoilers, but we definitely. I mean, it wasn't his time to go, and that wasn't necessarily that wasn't the Negan scene. So it's a little different. If we ever get to the Negan scene, maybe things will be different. Maybe they won't be. That remains to be seen. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think it was definitely meant as a tease, and the fact that when you're watching that scene and you see them going down the line and you see them getting to Glenn, as an audience member, you're like, oh my God, this is totally gonna happen. Like it's really just like that's what we want. We want you to have that sense of danger. We want you to feel like anyone could go at any time. And so those are always they're always fun moments to cause tension. But yeah, that bathroom scene was we didn't know AMC was gonna let us air that. There was like an edit of that with them slitting the throats and stuff, and we were like, we're gonna have to change this entirely. And AMC was like, good job. It's weird.
Awesome. You, Doctor, what is your name and what is your question?
My name's Sean. I just wanted to know if there were any early zombie movies that inspired you, like what your favorite zombies movies were.
I mean, any and all of them inspired me, but definitely the original Romero trilogy, Night, Dawn, and Day of the Dead.
Yeah.
Very good movies. Slightly lesser known, I guess, Lucio Fulci's Zombie, we mentioned, with the famous shark versus zombie scene, which, interestingly enough, when you made movies in the 70s in Italy, you could actually remove the shark's teeth.
Yep.
So that it wouldn't eat the actor.
Yeah, no rules.
Can't do that today. So that is actually, if you pay attention, a toothless shark in that movie, which is kind of horrible. But they probably cut it up and ate it after they got done filming.
Yeah.
So, whatever.
Craft Services had their fun that
Did you know I'm going to be a spokesman for the Humane Society after this? It's pretty exciting.
Thank you.
Awesome. You there. What is your name and what's your question?
There's I believe it is Australian. It might be New Zealand because I'm an idiot American. I can't tell the difference. But there's a movie called Undead that is really great. It's more of a funny comedy zombie movie.
Hi, my name is Zulai, and my question is about the Telltale games. As a father, is it like writing a character like Clementine? Is it like, do you think about your own family in these kind of situations and what you would hope would happen?
Well, thankfully, I don't actually directly write those games. I just take credit for them. So, ignoring that part of the answer, it was very difficult.
Awesome. Thank you. Yes. You, ma'am, what's your name? What's your question?
Okay. It's going to be kind of hard because I'm short. I'm Gabby, and I have two questions. The first one is, I didn't personally read the series, but I have a friend who did read it, and apparently Carol was supposed to die after she found her daughter dead. What made you decide to keep her and make her a badass person?
Well, I mean, first of all, you haven't read the book? What are you doing?
I'm sorry, I'm busy watching.
Don't live life vicariously through your friend.
You can buy it here.
You can, or you can steal it. People are not paying attention at the Skybound booth. You can just walk up and grab it. You're young, you won't get in trouble. You can just say, I didn't know, I thought they were free. And then people would be like, well, you can probably keep it. But bend it up while you have it before they try to take it back from you. But anyway, and this is for her. I don't want everyone doing that. I mean, Carol in the show is a completely different character from the Carol that's in the comic. The Carol in the comic was my attempt to show like just how broken an individual can become from the zombie apocalypse. So Carol just kind of lives a horrible succession of like bad things, and then she, commits suicide by zombie because she just can't take it anymore. And the Carol in the show, which is a much better character, let's be honest, actually is made stronger by all of the actually more horrible things that happened to her in the show. And so, killing her would definitely not, we can't do that, right? Anybody want Carol to die in the show? Anybody? See? So yeah, I mean, it's, all right, I just needed a yes. But Melissa McBride does such an amazing job with that character, and I think her transformation, almost more than any other character, yeah, you can applaud for her, is just amazing. So she's safe.
For now.
And my other question was...
You don't get 2 questions. You don't even read the book.
All right.
Make it quick.
Isn't it okay because I'm younger than most of the people here?
That's fine. Go ahead. Hurry up.
There's a baby. You're not.
That's true. It's true.
My other question was, this might be a stupid question, but are you doing autographs after this?
Not here, because I would get swarmed. What'll happen is some people will come up. I will awkwardly go, oh, okay, I'll sign that for you, and then I'll try to slowly slip away before they kick everyone out of here. So some people will get autographs, most people won't. So it's always a horrible situation, but I try to accommodate as many people as possible, but don't come up here. They got like railing and stuff.
All right.
But I'll sign something for you right now if you want.
Okay.
All right. Take that, other people. Yeah, how's this gonna work? Somebody ask their next question. Don't climb, you're gonna hurt yourself. All right.
Well, parkour.
Here. Sign my glasses.
I mean, sign your glasses.
I don't have anything else. I'm sorry.
I shouldn't have done this. You don't read the comic at all.
Yeah, why don't you just give me the comic?
Want a piece of paper?
I'll sign her glasses too. But
Nothing like black
Your
on
parent- your
black.
parents are gonna
Signatures
be
show
like-
up so well.
you're like, great, this guy ruined your glasses. Awesome. Nice.
That almost hit the picture.
There we go.
All right, thank you, Gabby. Now, you, sir, what is your name and what is your one question?
Can
one
security
question.
please escort her out of the building? That
For stealing that
that
comic?
was uncalled for. But no, go ahead.
I don't want anything signed, just so you know. But my one question is that how hard is it for you to distinguish between the books and the show, being that they're different in certain ways?
Most of the time it's easy, just because the show is usually dealing with a period of time in the past in relation to the comic. So the Rick Grimes and the Michonne and the so on and so forth are in a different place. But every now and then when I'm writing the comic, I'll like hear the actors' voices, or I'll think like, oh, I don't know, like it does get a little mixed up sometimes, but I don't think anything's ever made it into print where people are like, wait a minute, that happened in the show, that didn't happen in the comic, what's this guy doing? But it'll happen eventually, I swear.
Okay, I got 3 more questions.
Well, you, sir, what is your name?
Hi, I'm Adam, and I was wondering if there's any characters in the comic or the show that you would like to kill off or you wish were dead.
Daryl, definitely, Daryl.
Besides Daryl.
Any character that I like want to kill off would be killed off fairly quickly. So usually it's there's a lot of reluctance around it in the comic and the show. Like, oh, do we really need to do this? Like, what comes after this? How does it affect the other characters? We've got to make sure that it matters. There's a lot of trepidation when it comes to killing characters. There's never like a gleeful, haha, screw that person.
I think it'd be kind of cool if you killed off Eugene, because he's...
I don't think Josh McDermott would agree with you.
In the comic, for sure, because he's,
In the comic, what are you talking about?
Zombies and figured out how to...
That mullet is invincible.
Yeah.
If they cut it off, he's dead.
It's like Samson.
All right, I tell you what, I'll kill Eugene in the next issue. Deal?
Fair enough.
All right.
All right, I think we have time for one more question, and you miss. Hope
It'd be
it's good.
hilarious if Eugene died in the next issue and I knew that. And so I was making that joke, and then people at this panel get the issue and they're like, he was totally serious.
Hi, I'm Madison. I'm a really big fan, and I just wanted to know, what made you come up with the personality for Daryl?
Well, I mean, to be honest, I was in the room on the first season when we were developing Daryl as a character. It was, me and Frank and Chick Egley and Jack LaChutis and Adam Fierro on that first season. Because Daryl's character was created for Norman Reedus because he auditioned for Merle, and we liked him so much that we were like, let's create a new character for this guy. And so, especially in the first season, he was very much like Merle. If you look back at it, he was, so much more of an antagonist and, wasn't necessarily, a good part of the group. He kind of was a troublemaker, just by, hunting squirrels and doing all kinds of cool stuff. And so I would have to, honestly credit, Norman Reedus a great deal for how his character developed, just because it was the first time in the show that, in real time, watching the actor read the lines the way they did and seeing the choices that they made informed what went into who that character was. So I would not take credit for Daryl Dixon's personality, officially.
Awesome.
But if you ask me again next year, I'll be like, I don't know, I wanted the guy to do this.
It was all me.
We'll see, yeah. All me. No.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And guys, that unfortunately is all the time that we have for today, but thank you so much for coming. Thanks. Remember, Walking Dead Season 6 premieres this Sunday. Issue 150 is out this January. And guys, thank you again. Please give it up, Robert Kirkman.
Thank you.